and now we are looking at the Kirby Ultimate G. And the Mila I got in June of 2021, so this is basically going to be all the vacuums I've gotten since the Mila. So I was just, what was I doing that day? I was just checking out some thrift stores and came across this Kirby for 25 bucks in a place that hadn't actually had many vacuums in for the last couple of years. But actually, the time before they had some kind of interesting stuff. There was like a Panasonic power nozzle canister, kind of more magic blue. It's also one of those Hoover 1 power shop vacs, like with big wheels. I think Ryobi has the same model in a 20 volt variant because they're both under TTI. But anyway, I picked up this Kirby Ultimate G, and it was filthy. Like, it was so bad that I pretty much immediately started, tearing it down to be cleaned, even though, like, I hadn't actually turned the vacuum on to see if it worked, which, I mean, that's obviously pretty stupid of me, but whatever, lesson learned. But the Kirby works. It looks pretty good. Didn't shine up as well as the Heritage did, even though I probably put a pretty similar amount of effort, followed the same methods. Just because I think this one had suffered from some water damage, and it just wasn't as well taken care of. I get the idea that Heritage in the last video was probably just like left to sit for 20 years, because Kirby's are a pain to use. Can't really blame someone for not liking them. But yeah, this one didn't come with any attachments or anything. It's just a very it was 25 bucks, so not a bad deal, but this is pretty much the most stripped down Kirby you're gonna find on the used market. So we'll kind of take a closer look. And this one came from, World Class System in Huntington Beach, California. And when you push the vacuum, I think there's a little bracket cam that I need to put in the vacuum. I have it on the way from a parts store, but it still hasn't arrived yet. But it does make a lot of noise in neutral. I don't know, I'm not too big on the transmission on Kirby. I mean, I just say that, just make the vacuum lighter instead of making it, instead of putting a transmission in there, because this thing is very heavy, which, you probably already know that. It's a Kirby. I don't know, Kirby's just kind of go against what I like in a vacuum. I like stuff that's just, I don't know, just simple for the user to use, kind of a Felix or an Auric or a Lindhouse. Kirby's just, I don't know, I don't think there's much good reason to buy them, and I think if someone's buying them new, it's probably just because of the, high-pressure sales tactics that Kirby's known for, which isn't really acceptable in this day and age, for good reason. But, yeah, what else is there to say about this vacuum? It's got a new belt, brush roll, and a fan, which is actually I think probably the furthest I've gotten into a vacuum's motor before. Yeah, I think it is. I'd vacuumed out the motor of the Radiance when I was working on it, but I hadn't actually done something to the motor, so yeah, I don't know. Up until now, I hadn't really been getting into the vacuums that far, but now I'm not too scared to do that. But anyways, let's show off the Kirby. I do like the spring-loaded handle on the Kirby. That's a nice feature. And yeah, I mean, if you find one of these on the used market for $50, kind of like the old Kirby, I think it's a good deal. Now, I do think that Heritage is kind of a better vacuum because it's lighter and just less complex. Like, I mean, there's good ways to like or like kind of add some complexity to a vacuum design, like like the belt clutches you see in like a single motor SIBO or something like that, or just like dual motor vacuums. But I don't know. Kirby adds complexity to the wrong parts of the vacuum. Like I mentioned, the self-propelled. Then there's the like complicated like belt lifter assembly. Like obviously you can do that if you're used to like using a Kirby, but it just shouldn't be necessary in like 2021 with the vacuums being sold for like $1,500. Yeah, I guess if I was gonna kind of like redesign a Kirby, I'd maybe move to like a two motor design, like maybe keep it direct air, but maybe make it a bit like an old, maybe like an Airway Super Chief, if I'm remembering my old vacuums correctly. There's a video of one of those on YouTube, and it's a super cool vacuum, very ahead of its time. But anyways, oh yeah, next vacuum.